You check your bank account on the 28th of the month. Rent's due, credit card bill just posted. You tell yourself, when I make more money, then I'll start investing. But somehow, every raise disappears, and you're still thinking, how are people becoming millionaires? That's not for me. Look, if you've ever said, I can't invest because I don't have enough money, this video is going to make you slightly uncomfortable, in a good way. My name is Nikki, and I spend way too much time thinking about why smart people stay broke. If you're someone who wants financial freedom but feels stuck living paycheck to paycheck, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today we're going to break down something that sounds almost fake. How $500 a month can make you a millionaire. And no, this isn't crypto gambling or some side hustle guru nonsense. This is math. Here's the thing. Most people believe you need a six-figure salary to build wealth. That's just not true. According to data from Vanguard and Fidelity retirement account reports, the average 401k millionaire didn't get there by making insane money. They got there by consistency. Now let's talk math. Let's say you invest $500 per month. That's $6,000 per year. You put it into a simple S&P 500 index fund. Historically, the S&P 500 has returned about 10% annually before inflation. Let's be conservative and say 8%. Now here's what happens. If you invest $500 per month for 40 years at 8% annual returns, you end up with $1,500,000 plus, not because you're rich, but because of compound interest. Here's what most people don't realize. The majority of that $1.5 million is not your money. You only contributed 500 times 12 times 40 equals $240,000. The rest, over $1.2 million, is growth. That's the money making money. This is where it gets really interesting. In the first 10 years, it barely feels like anything is happening, but in the last 10 years, the growth explodes. Compound interest is boring until it's life-changing. Now you might be thinking, okay, Nikki, but I don't have $500 extra. Fair. Let's talk psychology. The average American spends about $3,000 to $4,000 per year on dining out and entertainment, according to Bureau of Labor Statistics data. That's basically $250 to $350 per month. Subscriptions, impulse Amazon purchases, upgrading phones every 2 years? Here's what's happening. Your brain values immediate pleasure over long-term freedom. Behavioral economists call this present bias. Your brain says, future me can deal with it. But future you is begging current you to stop doing that. You might say, but what if the market crashes? Look, the market will crash. It has crashed over 20% multiple times in history, and yet over the last 100 years, it has averaged roughly 10% annually. The crash is the discount. The crash is where wealth is built. Most people panic and sell. Millionaires automate and keep buying. That's the difference. Here's what most people don't realize. It's not about the $500. It's about the system. If you automate $500 the day your paycheck hits your account, you remove emotion from the equation. You never feel like you're investing. It just happens. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't debate it. You don't think about ROI. You just do it. Wealth works the same way. What if you can only invest $200 per month? At 8% for 40 years, that's still over $600,000. What if you increase it over time as your salary grows? Now you're crossing 7 figures easily. Consistency beats intensity every time. I once met someone who said, I'll start investing when I feel financially stable. But here's the paradox. You don't feel stable because you're not investing. Stability isn't an income number. It's a system. You don't build wealth after you feel ready. You build wealth so you can finally feel secure. Here's what I want you to do today. Open a brokerage account if you don't have one. Set up automatic monthly investments, even if it's $100. Choose a low-cost index fund. Increase contributions every time you get a raise. Stop trying to time the market. That's it. no day trading, no complicated strategies, no stress. Look, if you're 25 and invest $500 per month, you'll likely retire wealthy. If you're 35, it still works, just less dramatic. If you're 45, it still helps. Just start. But the longer you wait, the more expensive procrastination becomes. Time is the multiplier, not talent, not intelligence, not luck, time. Most people don't fail financially because they're dumb. They fail because they underestimate small decisions repeated over decades. $500 doesn't feel powerful until you give it 30 years, and then it changes your life. If this video made you rethink how simple wealth building actually is, hit the subscribe button, because we don't just talk about making money, we talk about keeping it, growing it, and escaping the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle for good. Look, future you is watching this video right now, hoping you actually listen. Don't disappoint them.